Missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with
I wanted to kind of redo the money pieces up front and also the bottom.
Okay. Do you like how thick it was we did last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I see the pictures of what colors you want to do for the underlight?
Yeah, I think like a multicolor, so like something like that, blue and purple. I don't know like exactly which one, but yeah.
Okay, so something like in this family.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And then you like the amount we did in the back too, right?
Yes, I like that.
Okay. And then just a blow dry. Okay, sounds good.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a returning client who comes in, and we normally do like a chunky money piece and then an underlight. And once it's all lightened, we'll throw on a really fun creative color. So today she brought in a completely new color palette than what we've done before, which I'm really excited to do. I love the color combo that she chose. I feel like those colors are going to complement each other really well, especially with her dark hair. The contrast with it is going to look super cool. So as I go in right now, I'm going to be touching up her underlight first because we got to lighten up all those dark hairs. So I'm going to start in the back and just going to be taking extremely thin slices that are like so see-through to get the best possible lift. Because I would say she's like a level 2 or even like a level 3, but she has really dark hair. It's Asian hair. It's not on the finer side. It is more on the medium to coarse side. So I would say I need to have something that is going to lift the best. And with this, it's really all in the technique and how thin your slices are, but also making sure that you have really good saturation with your product. So you can see it's a little bit hard. I gotta clip up her hair because these pieces in the back are a little challenging to put in a foil because they're so short. I would recommend, if you're ever doing slices or an underlight or anything like that on shorter hair, to maybe color it first before cutting it, because sometimes it's just a lot harder to like hold the hair and put in the foil. Sometimes they do slip, but just little tip in case you like, if I were to cut her hair today, I would definitely do the color first and then maybe cut after, just so that I have a little bit more grip in my foil. But I'm going in and just adding in the slice enough to where it like fills my foil. I don't want to take a section that's too wide. So you can see I started off doing like a center, just one foil, but now I have split the backside into 2 different sections, and that's because I want the hair to have enough space on the sides of the foil so that I can fold it and lock it in, because you want to make sure that your foils are extremely secure so that they don't slip with this type of application. Especially with her hair being so short, I just want to make sure that there's enough grip and folds in the foil to kind of hold everything together, because during the lightening process, if the foils do for some reason slip, then you'll get some bleed marks and just create an uneven lift, and that just makes a lot more work in the end. So it's really important to make sure that your foils are extremely secure. So you want to make sure that, one, you get a really nice thin slice, and then have enough room on the sides of that foil to kind of lock it in. And I know on my channel I've showed so many applications where I will just lay the foil flat because I want to get a really clean, even lift and just kind of lay it over. But for this instance, I'm taking slices that are like even thinner than I normally would, because we are doing an underlight and because her hair is short. So these are like extra see-through slices. So because of that, I am kind of folding the foil where the hair is, but just making sure that I'm really saturating and just making that slice even thinner to ensure that I get a clean, even lift. Because I have spoke in the past in other instances, like if a client had a long hair balayage and I was doing slices, to kind of just lay the hair flat and don't try to fold the foil too much. But in this case, because it is so short and we want to slice this whole section, and I'm taking my slices thin enough. I am folding it up a little bit extra there to kind of make sure that these foils stay extremely secure during the whole process, because I've had so many times where, like, right at the nape of the neck, if I don't fold it where the hair is, it does slip, and then it just makes it a lot more work, and then to have to reapply, refoil those areas. So it just makes my life a lot easier if I just consciously put a thinner slice, add more product, and then just ever so slightly like feather to where the line of demarcation is. So my client today, her roots are pretty long, I would say, for an Underlight retouch, but we're gonna make it work because she wants to have that nice, beautiful, bright color. So now that I'm kind of getting towards the area where her old highlights are, I do start to apply like conditioner onto the highlights and kind of like feather up to the line of demarcation, and then apply the lightener to the root. And now that I finished the back, I'm moving on to the side. So this part is really just a pro tip when you're doing like a chunky front piece like this. It's good to do this side hairline, just doing a foil detailing the hairline like this all the way across instead of going up the head more horizontally, because if I were to just start her foil right above the ear and take these foils horizontal instead of diagonal back, it would have created like an uneven line or pattern around her hairline, if that makes sense. So just doing a slice around the whole hairline makes it a lot more cohesive and cleaner of a blend when you see the hair up and all that. So now this is what I was talking about. So now I'm going in, taking the foil above the ear. But I did those two foils right around the hairline in front of her face, because if I didn't and I just went in with this foil right above the ear, it would have created like a jagged line all throughout her hairline, if that makes sense, because all of the ends of these foils would have been around her hairline, and just it wouldn't have looked as clean as it would if you were to just do a slice right along the hairline. So now I'm going in and finishing up the sides, and I'm going to be just doing the same thing. So you can see I have my conditioner there. I am applying it and then applying the lightener on the top portion of the head. Now where I'm getting to hairs that are a little bit thicker, I am laying my foils a little bit more flat because I'm not too worried about these hairs slipping too much. I really do the folding of the foil when my slices or the hair density is a little bit finer, like it is around the hairline or in the back. But now that we're going towards like the mid area of her hair, it is getting a little bit more dense. And then also we have those old lighten pieces on the very end, so that's going to help me lock in. So I will lock in the bottom of the foil to where the previous blonde is, and I'm technically not folding up the foil where I've put fresh lightener. So after I've done a few of the detailed foils on the side, I'm going to continue doing the front money piece. And again, we are taking extremely fine slices around the hairline, applying that conditioner, and then just feathering up to avoid any type of overlap or anything like that. And for today, my lightener, I'm just using a cream lightener with 20 volume for her whole head application. So even though we're doing some pretty vibrant colors, I want to lift her to a pretty clean level 9 or 10 or so, because I want these colors to fade out really pastel. I prefer it to be lifted on the lighter side, especially because she is naturally so dark. If I lifted her to like a 7 or even like an 8, sometimes it could fade out a little bit too brassy for my clients who are more on the levels 3-ish and below. So I like to lift them a little bit lighter, and just making sure to do that so that any vibrant tone that we put on it fades out really pastel and beautiful and doesn't fade out too yellow, so that she could still wear her hair even though the creative color tone completely fades out. And even though the ends of her previous lightened hair are more on the minty side, I'm not going to be removing any of that color. So sometimes when you're rinsing out lightener like this, it does help lift some of that color out, but I'm not going to be removing any of it. It's still kind of more of like a pastel mint tone, so I'm just going to be putting our colors right on top. So she wanted to do a combination of like pink, purple, and blue, and because wherever the color that is on her ends, it's kind of like a minty bluish tone, we're going to be putting the blue right on top of that instead of putting the pink. So we're really just working with what she has. We're not trying to remove anything because we want to preserve the health of her hair, of course. So with the colors that we chose, we thought it would be best to just put the blue where the blue already is on her hair, which is on the ends, and then putting that pink on the root, because if we were to do it the reverse way, it would be putting the opposite colors of the color wheel on top of each other and it would just get really muddy. So I want to make sure that these colors stay nice and bright like her photos, so we are putting what lives where it should be. So the blue is going to be where the old blue was, and then this pink is going to be on the freshly lightened hair, so it stays and maintains its vibrancy. So for my creative color tones, I am using the Danger Jones semi-permanent color line, and I absolutely love these for my vibrant tones because they make the hair feel extremely soft, as if there's like some treatment in it. And for the pink, we did a mixture of like Hustler and some Lovesick a little bit. And then my purple, I did a mixture of some Libertine with some Masquerade. And that blue, I did a mixture of Vertigo with some Solitude. And then we added some just like clear in all of those colors to kind of dilute it, but keep them still on the brighter side. And as I'm going through, I wanted to note that I am painting these colors visually. So you can see, since she has short hair, it's more of like a bob. I'm not placing the purple all the way at the root every time, only when I get to the bottom of some sections where you only will see the purple and blue. So this part you kind of have to see more visually and just see where the purple should be laying in comparison to like where her facial features are, and then see where the blue needs to be and the pink needs to be. So I'll do that side by side. I'll do one side of the front and then just kind of mirror on the other side of the front to make sure that everything starts the melt more cohesively throughout both sides of her head.
So pretty.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I love the tones.
Yeah, it like went together really well, the two colors.
Alrighty guys, so here is the finished look. I know we did more of an ombre color mount of the three colors in the front, but in the back here you can see we did kind of like a random paneling. So I did more of the pink on the underneath, did some blue on top, and then right on top of that I did the purple, because I felt like underneath in the back it wouldn't have really looked the same if we did the mount, because the pink doesn't really reach that part. So to incorporate it, we just did a different color placement, and I feel like it looks really well blended because the blue kind of looks like it matches the front anyways, but we still were able to add a little bit of the pink on the very underneath. But anyways, this is going to fade out really pretty. The blue on the ends may still fade a little bit more on the minty side, but I'm pretty sure the pink and the purple will probably start to fade out more of a blondish tone in the end. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.